Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Alright, to the house of David, the elect, the church of saints. Alright, making this video on the fall of this Roman Empire, this second leg of Rome. Okay, the daughter of Babylon, Babylon the Great. Alright, aka America. The articles that I've been looking into recently been, pointing out, the discomfort, the chaos, the dis-ease, okay, pointing to the collapse of society and motherfuckers rioting, martial law and all that, basically the time of Jacob's trouble, which is the time that we're in and the time that we're fast approaching, because these are the latter days, okay? And all you people that were in denial about it and they're still in denial about it, it's true, and you're gonna have to face the reality anyways. The people that are in tune with the program, stay with the program, and don't just don't get lazy, don't get lazy. There's more, while we're still in this grace period, there's still more strengthening of the mind and of the spirit that we can do through the grace and mercy and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. But without further ado, wanted to bring out the next article, okay, which is, are you worried about the society you live in today? Well, maybe you should be, okay. Okay, so are you worried about society, about the society you live in today? Well, maybe you should be, okay. And let's see. It starts out with, this is from truththeory.com, by the way. Okay, got this article from truththeory.com, another website that I check out and look up alternative news and cross-reference it with other information. I'll leave the link in the description. And basically, just as the picture states, you see that Roman Colosseum. Okay, the article starts off with, just as civilizations fell before, our society may be headed for collapse. With the right ingredients, the Western world may fall prey to its own devices and end life as we know it. The chilling part is we are seeing some of the same signs that occurred right before the fall of the Roman Empire. Okay? Researchers say two important features appear across societies that have collapsed. Okay? The stretching of resources due to the strain placed on ecological carrying capacity and the economic gratification of society into elites and masses. Okay, so the first two important features that appear across societies that have collapsed are the stretching of resources due to the strain placed on ecological carrying capacity. Okay, so ecological carrying capacity, okay, is the capacity for the environment to carry X amount of resources and in whatever environments. Okay, you have the ocean, you have caves, you have land. These different resources are located in different parts of the earth, and they are extracted, okay, in a particular way depending on the resource, okay, and in our process. All right, so but the land, okay, the earth is able, whether it be the mountains, caves, the water, the earth, the air, it produces a certain amount of resources at a certain rate. I believe I lightly tapped into that in the last video. Okay, so the stretching of resources due to the strain placed on ecological carrying capacity, okay, basically is the raping of the land, because what happens is that at the rate that we've been going for a few decades now, we've been utilizing resources at a rate that cannot be replenished by the earth. Okay, and then on top of that, these devils don't keep the land Sabbath. They don't recognize the land Sabbath. Okay, and crops are not rotated to different regions. To allow for on the 7th year to allow the land to rest. So land has become inarable. It's not fertile, okay, stripped of nutrients, and unable to grow proper food. Okay, on top of that, we have chemtrails, and the land is polluted, the air is polluted, the water is polluted. Okay, and then the economic stratification of society into elites and masses. Okay, you know, how you're just gonna stop, you know, the way that things are going. Okay, how you're going to stop everyday life function. Okay, everything that is the norm. Okay, and first and foremost, the elites, they don't have to work, so all they do is just sit there like vampires. Okay, while they get rich off of us, and then the masses are the zombies, you know, that are constantly consuming. Okay, and they don't think twice about where that fur coat came from, or where that gallon of milk came from. You know, they don't think twice about what whatever company that they are buying products from, what is their ethic, moral code, if they have any. Okay, and what is their impact towards the environment. All right, they don't think about these things. You know, so this supply and demand bullshit. Okay, you know, it encourages, obviously it promotes, you know, it promotes the system that was set up, this capitalist system that was set up that way to supply and demand. Okay, and prices are set based on the availability of resources. Okay, its ease of extraction, and also its ease and rate of distribution. Okay, and so, you know, especially as technology gets, and I'll get into that a little bit further up ahead, as technology gets more and more advanced, then more and more information and transactions can be achieved. Okay, and that puts more of a strain on the environment. All right, so the next paragraph is basically, when society is unequal, collapse is almost inevitable. Okay, while the upper class consumes way too much, the commoners deal with famine. Okay, there are limited resources for the working class, and to compound things, since the elite do not have to work, they are unaffected by this issue. The upper class continues to consume unequally, making the issue grow larger and larger, moving toward a collapse. Okay, these people have the money working for them, and, you know, they have nothing to do except spend money. They don't have to spend time earning money. Okay, they don't have to spend time making money. The money's already made, and the money is working for itself. Okay, and they're just shitting and pissing and breathing and eating for free, sleeping for free. Okay, so they have nothing to do but to spend this money. Okay, and that means building more shit. If you notice, you walk around, like I walk around in my city, you know, and then I go to New York City every day, or walking up and down, you know, and every day there's construction going on, and not just in our city. Okay, now read this scripture. This is Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. Okay, they call their lands after their own names. Okay, now these evil devils, these devils do that. The Lord gave names to all the lands, and they call their lands after their own names, as Esau. Okay, and they're so proud that their inward thought, this is already ingrained in them. Like, they wake up believing, knowing, breathing, and sleeping and eating the shit, that their dwelling places their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. Okay, they don't think that they're going to be brought down. Okay, so they don't worry about, as far as the environment, resources getting taken up, technology will improve it, where we can use resources more efficiently. Okay, but there are problems associated with that, because more efficient technology does not mean that we are hardened, or that we are bringing causing less harm to the earth. Okay, there's a system in place, and these band-aids ain't gonna do shit. Okay, the system has to go. The system is the cancer. Okay, and I'll explain that a little bit more up ahead. You know, so they believe that with technology we can solve a lot of problems. And then as far as a corrupt government goes, you know, revolutions and protesting and boycotting, and, you know, like that shit they're gonna do on Friday, which that shit ain't gonna work. You know, protesting and throwing tantrums, you know, violent riots. That ain't gonna, throwing tantrums ain't gonna work. Okay. But anyways, so that's why they're, you know, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. You know, they don't believe that no other nation can bring them down. Okay, the Edomite minds, the so-called crackers mind. Okay, in his mind, no other race on the earth is gonna bring them down. And if there is anything that is a threat to their survival, which it would be an internal conflict amongst themselves. And even if there is internal conflict amongst themselves, they believe that they can solve that by sending niggas to jail, blackmailing them, you know, killing them if they have to. Cause shit, you already know the elite put out hits on motherfuckers. But, you know, protesting, boycotting, you know, getting signatures, okay? You're basically mobbing up against being the majority against a minority. You know, this democratic system. They really believe in this democracy bullshit. You know, so that's why they think that their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Okay, they believe they got it made and set up, and then even, you know, 2/3 and these other heathens, you know, are high off of that goddamn drug. You know, they're drunk off of that philosophy of these damn devils. You know, but this is Rome all over again. You know, this is Babylon, Rome, Persia. Okay, Greece. This is all them empires, Egypt, all over again, ready to fall. All over again. The spirit of all those empires live in America. Okay, the great Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon. The spirit of all those previous, and they're all gonna fall together with one big bang for one final time. Okay, and it's gonna be a spectacular fucking sight. And there's gonna be special front row seats for 2/3 and heathens that are meant to experience getting burned by fuel of fire. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, folks. A day that has never been and never shall be. Okay, so you 2/3 and you heathens, stay tuned, that are destined for destruction by fire. As you can easily understand by this, resources continue to be used up. Technologies designed to conserve energy use energies in the process. An increase in fuel efficiency may seem like a good thing, okay, but it also puts more vehicles on the road, heavier vehicles, and at higher speeds, okay? This increases energy usage and cancels out the gains desired by fuel efficiency in the first place, okay? So you have all this fuel efficiency and all this bullshit, but more vehicles get on the road, heavier vehicles at higher speeds. Why heavier vehicles at higher speeds? You have more fuel efficiency, more energy efficiency, and then on top of that, okay, there's carrying capacity. You know, more vehicles get put on the road as the technology gets cheaper and more efficient. Okay, you're able to produce more of it. More of it is able to get put to use. It's not just vehicles, but it's everything associated with the extraction and distribution of resources. Okay, this is the focal point. The focal point of any economy is actually resources. Okay, so the extraction and distribution of resources, and the zombies are resources too, man. Okay, people are resources. People's labor is a resource, and that's why your birth certificate is a stock on the market. Okay, because we are resources in this economy. Okay, that's why we got to get the fuck out of here, man. Okay, so let's just see. It says this is interesting and not interesting, but how do we come to these conclusions about the collapse of society? Human and nature dynamical handy, used by researchers, factor data such as birth rates, class, and resources to generate a mathematical equation showing our outcome. Okay, so they use their science to come up with mathematical formulas to predict the outcome, right? What could be the future outcome at the continued rate that we are living. Okay, so they gathered information such as birth rates, class, and resources. Okay, like I said, resources are huge. Birth rates, why? Because birth rates, you know, as well as death rates, that's included too. So how many human beings are being birthed into this planet? okay, with respect at, death rates, so then they calculate, from any given point, to reference for whatever reason on any given day, whatever, or time period, cycles of months, years, whatever, the average, human beings, okay, and the rate at which resources are being consumed based on humans, okay, based on the number of humans, okay, and so then they calculate, okay, if these are the trends, okay, we can predict this is how many humans are being birthed, how many humans are dying, statistics. They can calculate what's the possible population, what could be the possible population further down the line, okay. So they use your science to predict the future, which isn't going to be accurate because they can't tell the future. But the study said, I'll just get into it, a brief overview of collapses demonstrate not only the ubiquity of the phenomenon, okay, but also the extent, okay, to which advanced and complex and powerful societies are susceptible to collapse. Okay, it says advanced, complex, and powerful societies are susceptible to collapse. Okay? A brief overview of collapses demonstrates not only the ubiquity of the phenomenon, but also the extent. Now, that's a vocabulary word, ubiquity. Let's look that up. Okay? Don't be skipping over words now. Look up words. You got a fancy cell phone and you got a laptop. Okay? Don't look up words, the definition. So I just went on Google, typed in ubiquity, and it says the fact of appearing everywhere or of being very common. Okay? So it says a brief overview of collapses demonstrates not only the commonality of the phenomenon, okay, so we can interchange ubiquity with commonality, meaning it's common, but also the extent to which advanced, complex, and powerful societies are susceptible to collapse, okay? And so this is nothing new, okay? Every single every single ancient civilization has completely collapsed, okay? It's no matter how advanced it got, it collapsed. Every single one. There is not one ancient civilization that is present in this day where the ancient ways are kept, their government is still intact, their economy is still intact, the language is still intact, all the history down to the T from back then up until now. Okay, because there's been wars, there's been conquests, there's been famines, there's been destruction by the Most High, by the angels, okay, revolutions, bloodshed, and for the most part, just their own wicked evil, okay, and greed collapse these societies themselves because they're based on something negative that cannot grow. Okay, they were based on something that is on by a power based on greed that consumes, which eventually will consume itself. Okay, the doomsayers are already working overtime with this information. Although we are currently setting the stage for disaster, we can change our future predicament. According to NASA, the main keys to survival revolve around economic equality and preserving resources. Okay, so they believe that they can change this around, which they're not going to change shit around. Yahweh Shai is, but they got one thing in particular, which is the main keys to survival revolve around economic equality and preserving resources. Look into Agenda 21, which Agenda 21 is the plan for the UN. Okay, because when there's martial law, supposedly the UN is going to take over, and that's the plan. And this is Agenda 21 was like the protocol set in place to basically put everyone in reserves of the people that survive, the population reduction. Okay, put them on reservations, and the rest of the land is to be replenished. Okay, there's supposed to be programs going on to replenish land, economic equality, which is basically socialism. Okay, a socialist economy, government, okay, where everybody's the same, everybody gets the same shit. You've seen it in movies like I believe is The Island, okay, and preserving resources, of course. That's why they want to quarantine people. have them, this is according to Agenda 21. Okay, this is the plan after the martial law, the nuclear war, after the population reduction, which they believe that they're going to go ahead with it. But they're not going to proceed with shit, because Yahweh Shai is coming with his the holy angels to take everything over, you know. But like I said, it is their inward thought that the houses shall continue forever. Okay, it says collapse can be avoided if depletion of nature is reduced and resources are used wisely and equally. Although empires have fallen, which mirror our lifestyles today, there is time to change the way we live. Okay, and there is time to change the way we live. For you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you Israelite foreigners, you know that are of the children of Israel, is time to there is time to change the way you live. There's grace, so you can come back and repent and turn back to the Lord. Okay, it says, although empires have fallen, which mirror our lifestyles today. Okay, so your lifestyle, our lifestyle today. That's why the Lord said. That's why John said in 1 John 2:15 to love not the world. Because the things of this world, the ways of this life is not of the Lord. The things that are in this world are of this world and not of Yahweh. Okay? And these lifestyles that we have adopted, okay, that has nothing to do with us, okay, is going to fall along with everything that is of this world. So there is time to change the way that you live. If you're one of us, if you're an Israelite, there's time to change. But, you know, that hope for tomorrow is not in whatever you think the right decision is. Like this article says, that hope for the better tomorrow is making the right decision by following the Lord, trusting the Lord. Okay, just accepting the destruction of this whole goddamn place and trusting that the Lord will build the kingdom that he promised, that is going to get built just like he promised. Okay, and trusting in that, and because that will be your rest. Okay, this world that you want, it ain't gonna be no economic equality anyway. The children of Israel are gonna be on top. But I'll tell you this much though, as far as the falling of empires, okay, and the collapse of societies from back then till now, okay, it says Ecclesiastes 1:9, the thing that have been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Okay, so the thing that have been is that which shall be. So what happened before is going to happen again. Okay, history repeats itself. That's where they get history repeats itself from Ecclesiastes. Okay, and that which is done is that which shall be done. Okay, so what happened? That's where they get what was meant to happen is going to happen. That's where they get that saying from. And then there is no new thing under the sun. Okay, bam, that's the scripture right there. Okay, so the collapse of Rome ain't nothing new. Greece, let me bring back the picture. The collapse of Rome ain't nothing new. You know, the ancient Babylon, ancient Medo-Persia, okay, Greece, Rome, okay, Egypt, ain't nothing new, and it's gonna happen again, because you would be insane to think that, first of all, if you're ignorant of the past, okay, then it's real easy to be blind of what's happening now and see the parallels, okay. And you would be fucking insane to think, you would be fucking insane to believe that doing the same shit that caused the collapse of every single empire in the past, okay, all this wickedness and greed and covetousness and idolatry and adultery, all this wickedness, okay, this abomination. If you think that if you believe in your heart that this society is not going to collapse by doing the same shit that was done in the past wicked kingdoms, then you are fucking insane. Okay? And you can ignore it if you want, but you ain't going to stop what's going to happen. You know? And with that being said, Kwam Yasharala. Okay? Kwam Yasharala. Shalom to all you sincere Akim, Aqua. Okay? Call hello Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS. Salutations to all the brothers throughout the four corners of the earth, pushing this word with integrity and honor. Okay? To the house of David, the church of saints. Stay posted. Keep your eyes peeled. Alright? Watch, because the Lord shall come as a thief in the night. Alright? Shalom.